Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Mm. Yeah, what was your question? Actually, you want to know that the total entire release process. What was the dates and when code was deployed to UAT and prod?
Yeah.
Those details. Do you need that?
I'm making some changes in code and database. So my task right now, what I want to know right now is I want to know the entire process for what happens, like how do I do it, what happens, everything from everything. Yeah.
Everything means. Usually, I'm sharing my screen.
Hmm.
So, today, I'm sharing my release page. So, from Wednesday, the sprint is going to start
Uh-huh.
24th of February,
That's correct. Okay.
and this sprint is going to end on March 9th.
Okay.
So the current sprint name, the coming sprint name is FEA, FE Sprint A.
Uh-huh.
So usually developers will add their features, user stories and what app was going to the next sprint. They will add all these details here,
Uh-huh.
and even DBA scripts, they will add it here.
Okay.
If you can see the previous sprint, these are all the DBA script. They will create one AOS ticket for this.
Uh-huh. So by
And
so
database, which database domain we have, like 5 domains,
uh-huh.
and the user stories related to the DB script,
Okay.
and the dev contact who is the POC for the script. So these are the details they are going to add, and DBA people like usually Pravesh or Srinivas Pulipaka, they will execute these tickets.
Okay. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, okay. For DB, that's what I have to do. Okay. So whatever
Okay. You
changes,
want to know how to raise the AWS ticket?
sure, sure,
How to raise the AWS ticket, I can help you.
sure. Whatever information you can give me for the release process, that would help because this is my first time.
Okay, no problem. Actually, I'll add it. I'll add you in the release emails. Usually I'll send the notifications like this, like release name and all. Like let's say today morning I send this notification,
Okay.
like advanced notification. The coming release name is like EFA, and this is the page,
Uh huh.
and the UAT. Usually, the Jenkins job will be enabled on only Wednesday. I
Mhm.
mean from Wednesday to Friday.
Okay.
Whenever the sprint start, let's say the coming sprint is going to start on February 24th.
Mhm.
So the only UAT bill will be enabled on 24th, 25th, 26th.
Okay. Okay.
The other days you should need get approval from the manager, like whoever your manager, like usually Suvarna, Naveen, Harish.
Uh huh.
You need to get approval from them.
Okay.
Mm. And Confluence page, how to create a DB request.
So that is for making changes in DB and deploying it, right?
Yes, the UAT, and you can check with this guy. He's DBA team. If you have any questions, you can check with them.
Okay. Got it.
Usually, these two people will only execute these scripts.
Okay.
We cannot deploy anything on DBA's end.
Okay.
So you can check with him. These two are DB POC.
Okay. So
And
yeah.
usually these are the Jenkins jobs. We have total 3 feature pipeline, dev pipeline, and UAT pipeline.
Mhm.
Usually, to deploy code in QA and dev, there is no approval or anything needed.
Okay.
But for UAT pipeline,
Mm-hmm.
usually this will enable on February 24th, whenever the sprint is going to start. Usually the coming sprint is going to start on Wednesday 24th.
Mm-hmm.
So I will enable this job on 24th, 25th and 26th. At this time, there is no need of approval from any manager or anything.
Okay, for Jenkins. Okay.
For UAT1.
For it. Okay.
And this is the current release page. I mean, from next emails, I'll add you in the group email.
Sure.
For now, you can, I mean, if you are going to work on any one of the feature, you need to just add it here.
Okay.
Still, what details do you need from?
Okay, so I'm making some code changes and DB changes, right? So you said for QA and dev, I don't need any permission, right?
No, there is, I mean, what information?
So if I want to do the changes in QA environment, is there any way you can help me there to have information regarding that?
I mean, which app you are working on?
I'm currently working on that IAN migration. I'm on a provisioning and activation team.
Okay, and what app you are working?
Okay, I'm working on changing. There is a status that I have changed. It's the microservice project name is. There are a couple of microservices I have to work on. One is access and seed detail. Another that one. Yeah, IV.
Okay. Usually the initial step is okay, I'm going to open.
So for a dev and for QA.
Okay.
Details, access and seed details.
Yeah. Okay, details. First, you need to create one feature branch. You know the process, right?
Yeah, that process I know, but still, if you want to give me information, that okay, like creating feature process and then cloning that and making changes.
You need to, whatever you want to work on this app, first you need to create one feature branch.
Mm-hmm.
New branch and feature and whatever name you want to keep, change. Once
it should be cloned from development, right?
Yeah, from development branch, and we have feature. Okay, once you done changes in your feature branch, you need to deploy this Jenkins job.
Okay.
This is the if you get success in this feature pipeline, then you can merge your feature branch into development branch.
Okay, so
because here sonar related step, all those steps, sonar scan, all those things are going to done in this job.
Okay.
Once you merge your feature branch into development branch, then you can deploy the dev pipeline.
Okay.
So that your code is into dev and QA.
Okay. So once I merge the feature branch into development branch, I can do this.
You can do this job, the first one, dev CI/CD. This dev CI/CD means it will deploy the code into both dev and QA pipeline.
Okay.
Both.
Okay.
So first step, you need to create one feature branch, and once you get success in that feature pipeline, all the sonar scan and all coverage thing is done, then you can merge your code into development. Once it got done, you need to deploy this dev pipeline, dev CI/CD.
Okay.
Here, if you can see this pipeline, you can see the steps. See, dev build, docker build, dev deploy. Here, dev deploy means it is your code is going to deploy in the dev environment. Then sit deployments, your code is going to deploy in the QA. So this job will do both the steps, QA and dev
Okay.
part. Once quality gate is get done.
Okay, so once I deploy it into dev and QA, say I deploy it into QA, after that, does that mean after that only I can test?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can test, and if everything is good and your code is going, I mean, if you want to deploy in UAT, then you can proceed to UAT.
Okay.
For UAT, one more step is you cannot directly, I mean, you need to create a release branch in order to merge your code into UAT.
Okay.
Similar step like that, you need to you go to development branch. Here, new branch. Instead of creating feature / your code, you need to go with the release, and in which release you are going to work on this feature. Like, let's say his current release name is FEA, you need to keep like FE.
Okay.
Like
Okay. Got it.
you need to create branch, and from here you need to deploy your code into UAT pipeline.
So, any more information you want to give me?
That's it. For UAT, you need to create release. In order to deploy dev and QA, you need to create feature.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
That's the difference between dev pipeline and UAT pipeline.
Okay, so here's the question. Document the process of commit. So I made a DB change and how it gets rolled out to non-prod and prod. So there are different processes for non-prod and prod, right?
No. Non-prod. I mean, you need to create. You are asking about DB or
I'm asking for both. I have to make change in DB also. I have to make change in code
cannot
also.
do anything on prod. The prod access only will do PS team, not developers.
Okay, so I can't do anything related to prod. That's what you're saying.
So that's what you need to add your stories here. Right now you are working. Let's say you are working on XNC details. So you need to add XNC details, domain name, and your user story, and which release. I mean, let's say you are working on this release FEA and your contact. You need to provide all these contact. Even if you have any DB script, you need to provide your DB script details. I mean, right now no one added. If you can observe on this Wednesday, we'll add all these details because this sprint is going to start on this Wednesday, 24th of February. So you can see all these details here. And from here, the PS team and DBA team will deploy once every testing, E2E testing gets success with no issues. Then PS team will deploy all these user stories in production, and DBA will deploy all these scripts in prod, not by developers.
Okay, so the only thing I can do is work on is not non-prod.
Yes, non-prod. Just you need to deploy dev, QA, and testing. Once testing is done, you need to deploy in UAT.
So
and again E2E testing.
How do I do that? How do I do that non-prod thing?
I mean, what non-prod thing?
I mean, deploying the code changes. Like I'm making code changes in DB. I want to deploy it on non-production environment. So how do I do that?
Yeah, for DB you need to raise the request.
Okay. Okay.
For DB you need to raise the request. Actually, I send you the first link. How to create DBA instance in AWS. If you can go through this Confluence page, you will get the idea. And for your code into dev, and you need to create your feature branch from development branch, and you need to work on that. At the first, you need to run your job in this pipeline, feature pipeline.
Okay.
Once it gets success, you can merge your feature branch into development branch. Then you can run this dev pipeline. If this gets success, dev pipeline, then your code is in QA and dev both regions.
Mm-hmm. There I can test.
Sorry?
So once it's there, I can test, right?
Yes, you can test. You can test over there.
Okay, so release run.
So if everything was good in QA and dev, then you can proceed on UAT pipeline. UAT pipeline, you need to create your, once your feature branches get merged into development branch, then and dev and QA part is done, then you need to deploy your code into UAT pipeline. For UAT, you need to create a release branch, which similar to the dev feature branch only. Instead of feature slash
Yeah.
whatever name, you need to create release
Release slash yeah.
whatever sprint you are going to work. Let's say that the coming sprint name is FEA, so that you need to keep sprint name release slash FEA.
Okay.
Then you need to run the UAT pipeline.
Okay. So my other question would be okay.
You can check. Usually XNC parser, I guess Bhavya, all those developers are Lokesh Janaki Raman.
Lokesh. So for related to XNC and macro service, I have to be in contact with Lokesh.
Usually he used to work on activation apps. I'm not sure now he's going to work on that. Lokesh Janaki Raman. You can check with him.
Okay, so how it's certified in domain test?
Usual QA people will certify in domain test.
QA people will do that. Okay.
QA team.
Okay. Okay.
QA team. You can check with Lokesh.
Okay. So basically, this I'll send you a thing. Just a second. This is the thing that I have to work on. Like, this is the thing I have to figure out right now. So you told me about the release process, the feature branch, the release branch. Yeah, how it's tested locally. I have to be in contact with QA people.
Yes, QA. You need to check with either.
Yeah.
Platform -QA at verizon.com or usually mainly for E2E domain you need to check with Taj. I don't have their name. Wait, 1 second. Let me check. You can check with them, or else you can check with Lokesh. Usually, who will certify? You can check with him.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, who will certify activation apps in QA? Because he used to work on activation apps previously. I'm not sure about now.
Okay.
Maybe he can give you the correct POC. The above names are dev, QA managers.
Mm-hmm.
You can check with them too.
Okay.
QA leads, David, Saj. Usually they will do a manual CS.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have talked about release process, feature branch, release branch, code check out, commit, how it's tested locally. That's QA. Deployed in non-prod. You told me that, right? Deployed in non-prod.
Yes. Feature branch, I told you, right?
Yeah.
In order to so release branch is right.
Release branch also done. Yeah, that's done.
Yeah. So commit, review, all those things.
Yeah.
Locally, how it's tested locally, deployed in how it's first certified in domain test. Can you check with Johnny? I'm not sure particular who is going to deploy, or else you can check with Vasu. He's from offshore.
Mm-hmm.
He is Nautilus manager from offshore.
Mm-hmm.
Usually he will see all the user stories from offshore. Maybe you can check with him who will certify your question.
Mm.
This question you can certify. I mean, you can check with him.
Yeah, okay. So we have, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Thank you. So we have covered all the topic. We have done code changes, release process, feature branch, release branch, code checkout,
Yeah.
commit, review, how it's tested locally. That's for QA, deployed in non-prod. We talked about that. How it's certified in domain test. We talked about that. How it's deployed in UAT. You told about that, right? So that,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So okay, sure. For now, this I think it looks good. If I have, you have any feedback for me, any information you want to say, any feedback you want to give me?
No, I'm good. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll reach out to you if I have any questions. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.